What's so important about the soap? Is this part here? I wonder, what could it be? It's clearly this side! No, I'm kidding. Ooh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Story-Driven Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are hopping back into the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Last episode we started Natsume's trial for the second case that he's accused of, or the second murder he's accused of, rather. And yeah, so we were kind of getting to the bottom of the case. We called, what's-his-face, Shamspear, very early on as a witness, since he's, he's conscious again and is able to give his testimony. We've been trying to prove that Natsume couldn't have poisoned Shamspear. That's what we deduced, was the cause of it. Now he's got to conclude that Natsume wasn't the one who poisoned him, or at least intentionally gave him the poison. So that's what we've been debating. I believe Van Zykes had convinced us all, or convinced the jury, that he could have taken the poison after. Because we concluded that the effects of the poison can be seen, 30 minutes after it's ingested. And Van Zykes was trying to convince him that, well, maybe he didn't take the poison right when Natsume gave it to him. Because I think there was a 2-hour gap between when he collapsed from the poisoning and when Natsume gave him the poison, something like that. It's been a week or so since I last played, so the details are a little fuzzy, but it was something like that. Unfortunately, our defense was not enough to convince the jury. As you can see, if you look at the scales of justice, they are tipped to not guilty. They all think Natsume is guilty, and so we have to do one of our summation examination things to try and get the jury back on our side. Which is still a ridiculous notion, but this is a Ace Attorney game. That's all I have to say, so let's hop back into the game. The juror's contentions. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Well, I do declare, the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese. Stoops all the while and has a mustache. Very fishy. I gave him a different voice last episode, but then I remembered I was getting confused with a different juror. So, now I'm trying to remember what I gave this guy. I don't think, it really doesn't matter for these guys that much. There's no evidence to suggest the gaining actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least. I really don't care, I just need this trial done quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, Nothing at all. I'm gonna have to read that again because I was so focused on the voices. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't fully paying attention to what was being said, I'll admit. I could look at the records, but I'll just wait till we get to it. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspear is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. In other words, not a sham. If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Suzuki-san's behalf before, and it worked. So you never know. The odds are in my favor. It's worked every time. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo. I kind of remember, but go on. Oh. Well, you're still very new to British law, after all. That's true, I suppose. And Suzuki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. This would hold more water, Suzuto, if the last time I did this wasn't days ago. But go on. Obviously, I know this is my first time doing it in this game, so they have to. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Suzuto-san out. I wonder. Should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? You know what? I'll do it. Even though I just got through saying I don't need it, but... Oh, right. So if you remember, because to be honest, it has been a while since I played the first game, so... Maybe there is something I forget. The key to changing the jurors' minds is the things that they say themselves. I just remember you have to like pit them against each other. Yes, it's coming back to me. First, it's important to listen very carefully to each juror's statement. Then, if it sounds as though one of those statements might contradict another, I have to pit the corresponding two jurors against each other to prove one or the other of them is wrong. Yes, that's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Very good. In many ways, it's very similar to a normal cross-examination. Alright then. All that remains now is to do it! Just do it! Sorry. Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Deep breaths, you got this, Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. Right away. Got it. Yes, I'm on it. Help me. Jury examination. Look at the little mouse on my shoulder. One thing I wanted to do that I forgot to do is I wanted to look at my old video. The guy on the right there. I completely forgot what voice I gave him. Not in the last video, but I mean like when I first voiced him in the last game. I was trying to remember what voice I gave him, but I forgot to look it up. Might be. I'll just probably stick with the voice I gave him. Okay, so let me just read these again. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man. I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. So these two are just talking him up. Like, there's no reason to doubt him. Let's look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Okay, Mr. Racist. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least. I really don't care, I just need this trial to end quickly. Okay. I remember that. Wasn't he like that in the last game, too? Wasn't he trying to, like, just rush through it? 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. Oh, that's kind of fishy. 3 hours? Didn't we say it was, like, 2 hours or something? Let me press that point. What do you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. At 5? You're really an early riser then, aren't you? I feel like a lot of elderly people are. Like, the older you get, you tend to just wake up earlier. And probably go to bed earlier, too. What's that now? I can't hear you, mate. I said you're an early riser! Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on. He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5. Okay, that's a bit ridiculous. Oh my! That means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night. What's that, dear? My ears aren't what they used to be. Only 3 hours of sleep each night! That's right, you see? 3 hours of missing time, like I said. It's not much, is it? This really isn't helping. Okay, that was pointless. The key to summation examination is identifying contradictions between jurors' statements, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, and once I found two jurors whose statements can't coexist, I need to pit those jurors against each other. Then hopefully, when they say what they're saying doesn't make sense, they'll change their leaning. Yes, and if you're able to change the minds of a majority of the jurors, the trial will continue. But conversely, if you're unable to do that, the judge will declare the trial over and move to adjudication. And I can't let that happen. Somehow or other, I have to turn this trial around. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything yet. Okay. Let me press your racist ass. No, not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. Hold your tongue. Hello, Governor. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese. He has a mustache and he stoops. Simple as that. You see, you arrived at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. Aha! You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. And you're on the wrong foot. Slam! No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else, and 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh. Wait. He saw the Japanese man there, 2, he saw no one else, and 3, he saw the Japanese man there. That's another 3 steps. Oh, this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Oh, that's what he was getting at. I thought I was onto something. Right. And the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. Okay, there's no evidence? A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? I will say no more. It really is the most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I don't know what voice to give him. I'm kind of all over the place with hers. I'm sorry, you've lost me there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Good gracious. Altamont Gas, you say? I don't know what that is. Gas is the future of this energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. Is it now? I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, he bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? So... would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Metaman was watching what Mr. Shamspeare was up to in his room... I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman, but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamspeare is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, why to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around till you find it. Oh, I get it. She's supposed to be like Queen Bee. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion. Sure, Mr. Shamspeare has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement. My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? Not quite. A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. Let's see. The victim puts on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas. So what does that contradict? Or maybe it doesn't contradict anything yet. Maybe we have to press more. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. I mean, it's one of these. No reason to lie. I'm not sure which one. Right? Like, I don't know. It could be either of these. It's gotta be one of them. I don't know if I should press them first. I feel like maybe I should just press everybody. And see where that gets me. Hold it! You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's that all about, sir? Finish loss? That's what it's about. What's that? I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It was the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it? Derby? It was the dead cert. What? That's the thing. I couldn't lose. So I took my wife's secret savings light. But then that hopeless old mare went and did the diggable. Oh, that stupid Finnish lass. Oh dear. I think it's clear what happened, isn't it? This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down to the pub. So come on. Let this business lie now. Just give it up. No, that's not going to happen. What is he on? Okay. So, let's just press these two. And then we'll... Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the Gossman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening. Hey, what's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know? You'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Humph. Shut up. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna do him then, because... Yeah, so let's do this.
Objection!
Objection! Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. Eh? What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement? Made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I have no idea what's going on. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true. We don't have evidence as such, just yet. That's a shame. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? Give us something to go off of. You heard me, seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. That's our guy. I'll do whatever you say, milady. Gossman's honor. Well, it's settled then. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. I didn't say that. I mean, what? If I could show that Mr. Shanfield was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Fine. Yes, I did say that. I am a gentleman after all. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes, why not? Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying, but I'll go along with it, 'cause why not? So of this meet we'll recap a few points that would shoot me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. I want to get out of here. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shamspeare, if that is your real name, probably not, but whatever. We of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Okay, that's still a majority. 4 against 2. That's all we needed, right? That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory! Victory! Yeah! Woohoo! We are awesome.
Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue.
Yeah, baby. Why do I even bother with this? Shut up, everyone. You have spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shamsphere. I can't hear you. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. I can't see you. But you, God, will give us some faults to make us men. So God amend me. I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which concerns him most. Not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Oi! What did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamsphere, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot, I am as a seraph, an angel. Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart. Yes, those are the words that describe me.
Ah! You flowery-mouthed, pompous beanpole! Just because I haven't got the evidence yet!
Mr. Shamsphere, shut up for a sec. If in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, which I doubt you are any of those things, if you are a liar, in other words, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. So I'm just going to declare him guilty, because I'm hungry and it's dinner time. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Even though you just convinced more than half the jury to side with you. Who gives a crap?
Oh no!
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
Good call, good call.
You idiot. I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated.
Juror number 4.
Yes?
Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker?
Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor. Very well then, we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamsphere, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. On the Altamont gas, blah, blah, blah.
If I may, my lord.
Go ahead, madam.
This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him, in a supervisory role if you wouldn't mind.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, sweetest honey! Yeah. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. For some reason.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, my lord.
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting you, mark my words.
I should have realized that she was going to be important to the case, this lady, because I'm pretty sure she's the only jury member who I didn't recognize, who, like, isn't, hasn't returned from the last game. So that means that she's probably significant.
So you both testified before the court on the subject of the legal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes, is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont gas, my lady. Oh yeah, which is the clearest in the world.
I feel like this might be a conflict of interest, the jury participating in the trial. Or a member of the jury. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Miss Suzuto? Oh, most definitely. I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. You could learn a thing or two from him. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept
Threepenny bits. Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say maybe that's the coin that was in the the bars of soap. And yet the meter in Mr. Shams's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
I'm still not exactly sure what's going on with that, but like I said, I think somebody from the outside must be passing the bars of soap in through that window and giving him the money. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice.
What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zykes?
Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? Well, I think I read that wrong. Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this aberrance. How many chalices do you have, sir? This is my 5th one. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. It must. That's what I'm here for. Whoopsie doodles. Do what you will. Lord Van Zykes appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. I feel like a lot of prosecutors I've gone up against have been. Well, not Ryunosuke himself, but in these Ace Attorney games. Wasn't it Blackwell had a sword? Was he the one who had a sword? Or something? One of them had a sword. Maybe I'm thinking of Kazuma. Kazuma had a sword. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Are we suggesting he's not who he says he is? Okay. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. That doesn't seem too relevant. Except, okay, I want to know more about the coins.
Hold it!
Because I think that's relevant. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes? So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night.
A bit more than that usually. If they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Suzuki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. Yes, he had lots of them. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But that's business for you. But happily, I did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Interesting, okay. The meter in Mr. Shamspier's room didn't have a single coin in it. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So that kind of goes against what I was saying. Yeah, interesting.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks. He's been pitching gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspier's room, I take it?
Naturally. We took it off the wall and went out over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamspier Special. Named after him. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. So he had the special one already.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said. You what?
My voice. Jesus.
And the look on his face. That smarmy smile of his.
Yeah, he seems a bit too happy for his own good, like all the time.
I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing.
Okay, you're gonna choke yourself.
Not a trace of it being jimmied open anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Better calm down before you choke yourself to death, sir. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I've still got it.
Wait a minute. Oh. I already know what we might do here.
Right here.
No wonder they call you... Okay, so I guess it's Meterman. I've been calling him Meterman. And I even made the connection that it's probably because he is in charge of the meters. I'll call him Meterman.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Okay. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted sports a very strong lock, developed especially with Mr. Shamspier in mind. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Oof! Good one!
Okay, we're definitely gonna look at that. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. It sports a very strong lock developed especially with Mr. Shamspier in mind. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Here's the lock. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. Oh, is it? I see a little green something behind the lock. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Oh wait, was that Rinosuke who said that? Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you don't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, you know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? I was just at a loss for words. Shut up. Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Yes, indeed. What else we got? Oh, there's a hole in the bottom. Ooh. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. There's a little hole, do you see? I don't know if somebody drilled a hole or shot a hole into the bottom. Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspier? Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. How? Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. Good point. That's true, but even so, It seems more than a little suspicious. Interesting. So there's a hole where the... I guess there's a hole where the money would come from. But... I'm trying to think. Could the gas come out of there? Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. The attached coin box sports a very strong lock, and there's a tiny hole in its base. Maybe he's like siphoning gas out of it? I don't know. I don't know if it works that way. I feel that's probably the major thing. I don't think there's anything else, but I'll look anyway. You never know. Yeah, I think that's it. But that's important evidence. Okay. Let me just see if I can present this evidence to anything that we've heard so far. Okay, I don't think that... Okay, I don't doubt that. Oh, the meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though. That's gotta be it, right? Yeah. I'm sure your guys did their job very well to come to that conclusion. Okay, I'm assuming that's it.
Objection!
Objection! Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? That's impossible.
Get away! I've been over and over that thing.
Have you now?
I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it.
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, I thought that was supposed to be there. Oh, come on, guys.
Hole? What? Oh, I knew I should have worn my glasses.
You're right, you're quite right. There's a little hole there. I'm so ashamed of myself. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You're gonna get a farthing through that.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. Is there a right answer? How it differentiates coins. Maybe that's important. Because, yeah, it uses a special coin. Let's try that. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? However you say that word. Oh, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins. The exact diameter and thickness of nothing else will fit. Let's try pressing around this.
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes in it to a certain extent as well.
We've thought of that though anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contact says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. Huh. Diddled. We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them. Ah ha ha.
Oh, I just realized his bag. Oh. I just got the bee imagery because look, you can see his bag looks like a bee's tail or whatever you call it, the back part of a bee. So she's like the queen bee and he's like one of the workers. I like it.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Woohoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Altamont all the way! Marry me!
That's quite enough of that. Poke, poke. Remind me, how big are threepenny bits? Threepenny? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. I guess about whether the meter can be dismantled. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. It's not this letter, right? This isn't thick enough. Okay, let's try... Yeah, let's try this. How can the meter be dismantled? Yeah. How can the meter be dismantled? I meant to say. Dismantled? Yes, given that there were no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken up, it might have been taken apart. That would make sense. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well. Welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Woohoo! Yeah! Nothing leaks from an Altamont meter! No cord, no gas, no nothing!
Shut up, you. I see.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. All joints on the meter are welded shut and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it. It doesn't seem like there's any room for... I don't know. I mean, again, we have this. Oh! Look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. Or 3/4 of an inch. How do you think? We did find the soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes. Yes, there were 2 bars on that little lid just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes. But there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Okay, that's gotta be it. So we gotta... Okay, so we gotta go back. I'm assuming that's where we present. Right, because what did the update say? Let me read it. Yeah, there's a 2 centimeter diameter. Okay, so...
Hold it!
We're gonna press her on this. We're gonna read it. Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried. But they've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter construction that we should be focusing on? Okay. Yes, you may be right. Okay. Yes, I know. Yes, delve deeper. So this will be the same dialogue, right? Okay, let's skip through this. Okay, so we're gonna present this. Again, we don't have the exact item, but hopefully this proves that there was something else. We'll find out if this is right.
Objection!
Objection! Madam! Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? I say that word differently every time. Yes, that is correct. Bit of an oversight, but whatevs. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it? The item in question is this.
Well, have you been inhaling gas? My gas? That's a bar of soap.
Yeah. It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. I wonder, what could it be? It's clearly this side. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Ta-da! Oh, shoot. I'm so supposed to press triangle. If I X. There's that funny little round depression in the middle of the soap. Again. Yes, it's a perfect circle. And I would say almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Rather like something else we've been talking about recently. In fact, Mr. Naruhodo, it's this part of the soap you need to show to the court. Oh, at least they told me. Okay, got it.
Got it!
They're like, we can tell you, it's that obvious. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or, in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away! Go back! Shoo! Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Go, go, go! Yes, I'm robbing you blind.
It sounds rather like a I was just thinking that. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Oh, don't be silly.
Okay.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Don't think I'm giving it back to you, though. Now, to see if it fits. Dun dun dun. My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Damn it, Hall. There goes chalice number 6 or whatever number I'm on. So your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. That's true. Seemingly this has zero connection to what happened in Natsume, but I'm sure we'll figure some way to tie it back around. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some welted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time.
Indeed you could. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened to that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont.
Unless they're working together.
In the absence of some black magic that can make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it?
I wonder if that's it. Maybe the gas man, either they're working together or for some other reason, he's been taking the coins and stealing them and keeping them quiet. There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coin to disappear into thin air, yes? Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? Okay, maybe I'm not so sure. There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
Where on the meter can the remnants of the method be used to make the fake coin disappear be seen? I mean, are we talking about the hole again? That seems obvious. We already brought up the hole. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless it's this green thing. Is there anything else on here that could make the coin disappear? Not the top part, is it? It's gotta be this, right?
Got it.
Let's see. We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Outside?
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap. That is true.
Ah, I get it.
That's right. The answer, of course, is ice.
Did you say ice?
I'm honestly still not following. Oh! Okay, so it was just a block of ice. Oh, so it would have melted and gone through the hole. Ah, that's very clever. Mr. Shakespeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. Oh, it all makes sense, so that it would freeze. Ah, ha, ha. Cool, cool, okay. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is very clever, I must admit. Hats off to you, Mr. Shakespeare. This is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. What this has to do with, his attempted murder? I don't know. Just like that? So simply? Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? That's correct. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? Also correct. I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Not my problem. Not my fault. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence if you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish. I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Uh-huh. They don't call her Queen Bee for nothing. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you daft? Are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? Do I? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. Let me just see. Ah, there we go. There is water on the floor. Okay. Easy enough. I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shakespeare has been stealing gas is this crime scene photograph Okay, we just have to click the photograph.
Take that!
Take that, madam! Once again, this is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. What remnants? I don't see nothing. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Ah! Dang flabbit. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin marks would have been dripping out almost constantly. Indeed, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. Yeah. And there's further evidence too. Oh, we have more? Mr. Shamspear slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strike 9. I know the soap is there. And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. Oh, did he just like take... Is that how he gets it out of the bar of soap? You were right.
It would appear to me then, counsel, that the man was eating the soup, was he? I knew it!
Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but you're an idiot. Certainly not. He didn't beat about the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, or something like that.
Not quite, Your Honor. And I completely missed that.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Sykes.
Yeah, that's sure.
Do you mean to say he was using that fork too?
Yes, to get the ice out. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious.
Okay. We're getting some answers. Whoopsie daisy doodly doo. Again, still not sure how this connects in any way to Natsume, to Natsume poisoning Shamspear, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. No, Lord Van Sykes. Sorry, I was bored. I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, counsel? Explain yourself.
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? That, I don't know. That Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief, a criminal and a scum. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. Yes, that. That's it. That's exactly it. Yes, what she said. Very well, let's assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. Oh. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young Gossman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. I don't like where this is going. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. I have a theory. Okay, I have a theory. Could somebody have put... It probably doesn't work that... Sorry, I'm thinking. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, my theory is like, what if somebody, like, maybe put poison in one of the Like, maybe when you put the coin with the water out in the window, so somebody, like, drops some poison into the coin. So now, you know, so now there's poison mixed in with the coin. I feel like you'd see it. Unless it's, like, a clear poison. And then I was thinking if you put the coin in, maybe it mixes in with the gas, and, like, the gas that's used to heat up his house is full of poison, and, the more I say it out loud, the more I'm like, that sounds kind of silly. We'll see, though. It might have something to do with that. Maybe there is poison in the coin, and maybe I'm just not tying the threads together. We'll see. Even if William Shakespeare is the lawyer you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Ah! Dang nabbit! Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Order! Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond?
He's taking a nap. Mr. Namahodo, now's no time for sleeping. What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zykes is saying? When do we ever wait and see? Raise an objection. Yes, I'm not giving up. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What?
But counsel, you successfully explained everything. You identify and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
I don't know. I'm just bullshitting at this point. Lord Van Zykes just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. Am I gonna have to pick which one? What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. Okay. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes. When you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider. Namely... Whew... Was the poison in the tea? I'm gonna go with that. Maybe? We've all been led to believe that the Strike 9 poison that afflicted Mr. Shakespeare was in the tea that brought in by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
Yeah, that's true. We weren't able to find a trace of poison in the cup. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There's no other possibility. And since there was no trace of tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
I think I'm on the right track. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed?
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
I mean, the teacups. There's no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup, but there is a... I'm trying to think. I mean, it would make sense, the teacups themselves. I don't know how any of this other stuff relates to it at all. Plus, we haven't used the teacups yet, so I'm gonna go with that, I hope.
Take that!
Maybe I should have examined it first.
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, counsel?
Well, I suspect it may possibly be related to the tea in some small way. If we dig deep enough, then you'll be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend. I messed up. Oh. Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense in that absurd assertion. Wah! I kind of took a gamble there. I wasn't exactly sure, obviously. Sometimes the risk could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm. I was doing so well up to that point.
Then I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time.
I am going to try examining it again, though. Maybe something else will crop up. Yeah, there's nothing about the tea itself. I mean, we don't know what this has anything to do with. It wouldn't have anything to do with that. It's not this again, right? Let me see if this says anything. Small quantity of strychnine. The toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking. But no sample could be obtained for testing, we know that. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on 25th of February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have broken when the man collapsed. No container for the poison was found at the scene. Okay, but that still doesn't mean anything, right? There's the picture as well, but yeah, there's something I'm definitely missing here. I mean, again, going off my theory, it could be the soap again. Like, we could be saying that maybe some of the tea was in the bar soap. Does that make sense, though? Yeah, I'm certainly a little confused now. What evidence from the scene of... Okay, it specifically says from the scene of the crime. Okay, so it's probably not the medical report then. Because that wasn't found at the scene of the crime. I'm trying to think, what could this envelope have anything to do with? You know what? I'm gonna go with the bar soap. Fingers crossed.
Take that!
Good gracious, I think I'm onto it. The soap, again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice?
Yes, that's right, my lord. It just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the Gosh Thief's coin factory? Fascinating. In a way, yes. But there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. Oh, that's a good point! Okay. I get it. I even said that, right? I said that it would be, unless the poison was clear, it would be a different color. So maybe the tea was, for whatever reason, maybe the tea was frozen in the bar of soap. Or something. Why would it, I don't know why. But, and that's why it came off as a brown color. It wasn't that it was actually a coin. It was the frozen tea. I forgot about that. Once we learned that the coins were water, that fact completely escaped my mind, that there were quote-unquote coin-looking things in there. Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red. Blood. No. You mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. Slam! Slam that desk with confidence. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. Oh, what the hell.
What?
I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamster's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never! Interesting. Yes, he did say that.
Oh yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So, on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume, in order to make his fake coins. That's all he had.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. So now we can test it.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. Aha! As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture, by finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strike 9 at all.
Ugh! You smug niffinese! I'll kill you.
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defendant requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Yes.
Now we're good. Bailiff! Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord. Understood. Yeah, I'm on it.
Let's see. We're gonna hear the results now. We're gonna go on a recess first. Hopefully there's a recess coming up.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Sykes.
None, my lord.
Scotland Yard will cover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow.
Oh, okay, we're doing another investigation then.
The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord. Thank you.
I hate my job.
You did it. You survived to defend another day. Well, that was something. We managed to scrape through there somehow. As usual.
Thank you, counsel. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Slam!
And is that where we'll leave off? Interesting. Okay. I think that went rather well. So I feel like I did a pretty good job. I messed up that last bit just once, and then I figured out what I was doing. I was on the right track before when I said that. I said that it had to do with the coin. I'm still not sure how he would have drank it though. Unless we're assuming he still did drink it the normal way. Maybe he didn't use all the tea. Because in my mind I'm thinking he used all the tea for the coins, and I'm like, but then why why would he drink the coin? But I think we're just establishing that he had to use the tea to make the coin, therefore that, gives us a trace of the poison that we could trace back. But he probably still had some tea left that he actually did drink. Maybe. Unless there's some other way it worked. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll get more into the actual what happened. I do want to know what the results are. I'm assuming it'll come back, that there was poison in it. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a big twist. I don't know if we have to wait till the next day's trial to find out, or if we'll get that information while we're investigating. Because I do want to find out. I'm excited. I'm excited that we're getting another investigation day, so we can learn more. I figured we would, because there's still that trophy I need to get about examining some kind of bottle on Miss Green's desk or something like that in her room. But yeah, that was very action-packed. A lot of revelations that made perfect sense once they were brought up, and like I said, the ice thing was, I just found it clever. I'm like, that was a cool workaround. Don't know if that would actually work, but given the logic that they presented to us and about how the device works, I guess if that is true, that just anything the same, diameter would work, then yeah. Obviously, today's machines are, I would think, are more complex. Even like very legit counterfeits, it might be able to detect, or maybe not. I don't know. I've never tried. But yeah, next episode we'll get into that investigation and hopefully learn a lot more. I'm gonna assume that there's one more investigation and then one last trial probably for this case. So still a ways to go, but I'm very excited to hop in next time. So, thank you guys as always so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when more videos go up. And of course, share the video and the channel with your friends, family, and loved ones. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. So take care, and bye-bye!